Good evening and welcome to the Strawberry Patch. I'm Carol Long. I have a special guest, one of our board members, and you might have talked with her because this is Jody Light and she's working on sponsorships. So we're going to talk about that, but I always want to start our program out by thanking Tennerton Auto. It's located here in Tennerton. If you have needs for your vehicles, if you need towing, inspection, Tennerton Auto will fix you right up, and you can reach them by calling 472-2174, and they'd be happy to talk with you. And as always, we appreciate very much them doing all of these strawberry patches because, like with many other events, they don't happen if we don't have some dollars.
Absolutely.
Or if we get them sponsored, sometimes we can forego maybe an admission price.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of different reasons why we need sponsors, and so that's what we're going to talk a little bit about, sponsors, what we need sponsors for, some of the ones that are committed. So Jody, I'm going to just turn it over to you and see what you have to say about our sponsorships.
Well, Carol, you hit a really important point that I hope our viewers understand is this is probably, Strawberry Festival is one of the rare events I think around that most everything we have is free. Very few paid admission things, but everything is free.
And if they are,
it's a very nominal fee.
Yes, it's a very
nominal fee. And sometimes those are required for facility fees and things we have to do. But again, that's the absolute point that I want to make is we could not do what we do. The festival wouldn't happen without the sponsors. We do get some money. People say, where does your money come from? We do get some money, which is being cut by a percentage, as we know, with the Department of Agriculture, and we're very grateful for that. But I think their budget's being stretched thin, so a lot of festivals will see a decrease. Of course, we get some revenue from the carnival, but again, that's weather related, so you never know. It's not a guarantee from year to year.
It's always just you hold your breath and we pray a lot.
And we've been blessed with some really wonderful weather, and we're hoping and praying for that again this year. But there's so many other events that come into play that if we didn't have sponsors, we would either A, not be able to have the event, or we would have to charge a pretty substantial fee for them. We have 4 parades. Every one of those, I think, is sponsored.
That's great.
And it is wonderful. The first one coming up that everyone is real excited about is our Horse and Carriage Parade. And that's on Saturday, May 11th. That's coming up. You had some events going on. I'm sure you'll want to mention about the CEOs during the day and some singing and such. But the Horse and Carriage Parade is just, last year was the first year, and there were great crowds, and we had a good parade. I think it's probably going to double this year, and it's one of those events that Mike Ross and Ike Morris with Waco Oil and Gas, I kind of went to them and said, we've got this strange new event, and without hesitation, just wonderful men, wonderful contributors to the community said, absolutely. So, of course, their caveat was I had to get them a stagecoach to ride.
I wondered if they were going to ride the stagecoach.
Had to ride it, and so we're looking for a good stagecoach for them again. But
I think there's some coming.
Yep, there are. So Mike and Ike, as we fondly refer to them, but it is Mike Ross Inc. and Waco Oil and Gas, Ike Morris, and they've just been so generous. They do so much in the community. Mike goes to the berry auction and buys a lot of berries, and he does a lot of things that people don't realize in the community. We see his picture in the paper, and he gives large amounts, but there's a lot of other things that he does for the community, and we do appreciate that. So I hope everyone will come Saturday, May 11th. It'll be one of our kickoff days for the Horse and Carriage Parade down Strawberry Lane in the evening, and I believe that's at 5 or is it 6?
What, the parade is at 5 o'clock?
That's what I thought, at 5 o'clock. And there'll be things going on all day, Wild Western shows.
Yes, and we have more of that coming this year. The Wild West show will be located right around the Jawbone Park area, and the horse and carriage rides are coming back. They will be on
Very
Spring
popular.
Street, and we'll have entertainment up and down Main Street. We'll have CEO clubs selling their wares, and I think even the farmers market's going to do something that day. So we're just going to have all kinds of things, and it's in the Spring Street area. If you know where the post office is, it's right in that area. Probably have it blocked off. I don't know the horse and carriages, though. They go down Spring and go around some of the various streets downtown and then come back. And they just people just lined up and lined up for that last year.
And there were a lot of people I saw on the parade route didn't realize we had the country western show, and apologize for that because it really was a last minute thing. It just kind of the pieces fell into place, and we didn't really get a lot of advance notice on that.
Right.
But this year we hope, please come downtown on Saturday, May 11th during the day. The CEOs, there's food, there's vendors, there's all kinds of things going on. That country western show was it was a fun thing.
Oh, we're going to have shoot 'em outs, and they'll do roping, and we had cowboys and Indians. It was a lot of fun.
And you're right, there was a stagecoach and the carriage rides, and kids and families just loved it. I mean, when else could you go for a stagecoach or a carriage ride all around downtown Buchanan?
And some of those carriages are very ornate.
Beautiful.
Oh, they're really pretty. So that's going to be a special day. And the Queen's Ball tops the evening off.
The Berry Queen's Ball, it's a full day actually, and again, that's going to be a fun one. That's at the Moose Lodge that evening, and we'll have Rick Kay and the All Nighters. People have been asking and asked to get Rick Kay back, and he's been booked. So we do have him under contract. So Rick Kay and the All Nighters will be that evening at the Moose, and I believe that one starts at 9.
It's from 9 to midnight, and I didn't have this information, so I'm going to jump in here. I talked with Anita Delahunt, who is the chairperson of this event, and she said tickets are going to be available. They are now, and you can find them at Hometown Market, at Legends, Andrick Jeweler, Chris Sales and Service, and Diane's Hallmark. So tickets are available. They're $15 for singles, $25 per couple. They will have them available at the door until it's sold out. Okay. So you might want to get your tickets now. And if you're not able to get in, you might even call for a reservation. Right. I think they'll reserve a ticket for you. And you can call 472-9036 and do that.
And that is a good thing. We had Queen's Bike, I remember years ago at the Armory, a lot of pomp and circumstance, and we brought that back last year, and it's been a real good thing. So Rick Kay and the All Nighters were playing, and again, that's one of those wonderful events that C.J. Martin so graciously and Martin Oil agreed to sponsor this year.
Good. Sponsored them.
Yes, it is sponsored. So again, we thank C.J. Martin and his crew at Martin Oil for sponsoring the Berry Queen's Ball on Saturday evening after the Horse and Carriage Parade. So you can come to the Horse and Carriage Parade. You can spend all day downtown. Go to the Horse and Carriage Parade. You still have time to go home and change, get gussied up a little bit.
Yeah, they have semi-formal.
Yep.
And I was told no jeans, and you have to have a collar on your shirt.
Make it a nice affair.
Right.
And they'll have heavy hors d'oeuvres and some good food. So there's some great ladies work on that with some nice decorations and food. And Rick Kay puts on a show. He always puts on a show. So that'll kick off the first weekend. Then we move into actual festival week that most people refer to it as. We have opening ceremonies, and that's being sponsored again this year, Chase Bank. We appreciate that. They did a great job last year, and that's always a nice thing. We light the flame at the King and Queen light the flame at the Courthouse Plaza, and there's some entertainment and some welcomes by our local dignitaries, the mayor and the festival president and the county commission president. So we appreciate that kind of thing, and then we kind of kick into high gear the rest of the week.
Well, I'm going to back you up here.
You go right ahead.
Because there is another special thing on the 12th. We have all the horse and carriages and everything, and there's a horse pull, and I've never been to that, but everybody says it's a lot of fun to go and see those horses as they pull and see how much strength. That's at the Bennett Farm at 1 o'clock on Sunday the 12th.
Right.
So you'll want to take that in if you like animals and want to see how the horses perform.
They say it's pretty amazing. I'd like to get out this year, and it used to be a lot of times we had on Sunday after the festival, and everyone was tired, and so it's nice you can kind of kick the week off with a couple or three really nice events on the 11th and the 12th of May.
And it's Mother's Day on the 12th.
It is.
So, Mother could go see the horses. You could take her out to lunch.
And, my mom has not been well recently, and the nice part about the Horse and Carriage Parade, it's something, they're both 85. And they remember some of those horses and carriages and things from those days a little bit, I guess, not in the 20s, but you know what I'm saying. They really enjoy it. So I could actually bring her and parked her at an intersection. So I saw some other folks. If you have, maybe you're not able to get out and walk around, you can always come up to a parking lot at Wendy's or one of these places and pull in and be able to watch what's going on. It was a great time. Had a great time.
Well, the other thing, too, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, but I think Channel 3 is going to film the Horse and Carriage Parade. Oh, it was an experience for me last year because I couldn't keep up
Things
explaining them. The horses, once you get behind a horse, one horse goes and the rest of them go. And if it goes fast, the rest of them do.
Some of them go a little faster than you think. All through the week, of course, everyone likes the entertainment. And that's what the festival is about, entertainment of all kinds for everybody. So we have a lot of, and I don't know all the acts, but I understand it's getting quite full with courthouse entertainment. And again, we're appreciative of Core Heart Refractories here in Buchanan for sponsoring that. That helps take care of a lot of expenses, sound and different things during the week. There's a lot of expenses to that. So there's entertainment pretty much every day, I think, as the week progresses.
I know the Singing Sisters are coming back. I talked with them. They'll be,
they were very popular.
They will be at the Courthouse Plaza on Friday at 5:30. That's before the Fireman's Parade.
They were popular. Yeah. They were popular. Yes.
And then I have it's Vittles and something. It's an unusual name, but they're going to be at the courthouse on Saturday morning from 9 to 12. And they play a variety of music, bluegrass and just a little bit of everything.
And any of these events you don't know about, Carol always does the Strawberry Patch, and there'll be a tear out in the newspaper that'll give you more specifics. And we hope you'll come down to the festival headquarters and pick up one of this is last year's, but you can pick up one of these which will have a more detailed information of when, where, how, and so forth. And as it goes down, of course, our festival headquarters is one of those other things that's where all the we meet the bands, the visiting bands. We keep a headquarters there from early morning till late at night for questions people are paying for, entry fees. It's
always busy.
busy, answering phone calls, dignitaries coming in, and so forth. And we are appreciative that Weyerhaeuser here, Trust Choice Weyerhaeuser, is sponsoring that again to help us take care of some of those expenses incurred with that. Some of the other things, a couple of things have already passed, but I don't want to be remiss in not mentioning those folks. We had the Teen Queen pageant a couple weeks ago, and for the first time, we've not had that sponsored in the past, but we're real appreciative that J.F. Allen and those folks out there sponsored the Teen Queen pageant, which was a really nice thing for them to do. Some of the other things coming up, the Arts and Crafts Show, which is a real big hit, and I think it's almost full. There may be a few.
She has a few yet,
not many.
But it's getting close.
Right.
It's getting close.
But the Arts and Crafts Fair that's over at the college, that is sponsored by Consol Energy, who did that last year, and they really enjoyed that. And it was just a good event, brings in a lot of people from all over the state and beyond. So make plans sometime to get over to the college. I think you'll be surprised at the wonderful, and there's some food, and they have samples of strawberry things. So some really good things.
And if you go to the Arts and Crafts, that's on the main floor of the gym. To the right upper side upstairs, and there's an elevator. We have the quilt show, which is always really exquisite. And then on the other side, on the left-hand side upstairs, is the art show. So there's something in the building, and on Friday there's an orchestra competition going on in Wesley Chapel, and there's something going on all the time.
Yeah. We started out with the May 11th, and probably should back up. We've got a golf tournament coming up.
That's right.
Right away.
It's 28th.
Yep, and it's coming up on Sunday, the 28th. And Performance Motors, again, they're actually sponsoring the whole event. There's some other sponsors who are doing holes, but they're also giving away a car. So you need to get your sharpen up your golf skills. Get a team of 4. It's a hole-in-one prize. So, fellas, it's time to get out there and do a little practicing and see if you can make that hole-in-one and take home a brand new car. And that's compliments of Performance Motors. So we're real excited to have that.
And I believe it starts at noon, and both of our golf courses.
Right.
River Bend is where it'll begin. They'll do 9 holes there, and then they go over to the country club for 9 more holes, and they have dinner. And
they have a meal.
It's just going to be a real nice day. I talked to Steve Holland the other day, and he said he has several already, but he'd like to have some more.
Teams of 4, so get a hold of Steve Holland out at Race and Auto, or again, call that festival number. You can always leave a message, 472-9036. Another group that's been selected, and it's our little kids, and we love the little ones. The first graders in Upshur County is our minor court, and they'll be in the coronation. They'll be escorting the king and queen during the parades, and that's always and has been for years. I don't know how many years Jenkins Ford and John Jenkins loves the little ones, and he always very generously sponsors that. So when you see those little ones out there, you can thank John Jenkins for taking care of them. But
they always have a good time.
And there's a pair of them, boy and girl, from each first grade in each elementary school in Upshur County. So that's kind of a fun thing. A few other things I don't want to forget that we've got going on. Of course, Strawberry Idol. My goodness, everyone comes in. That's one of the things they do in the trailer. They're signing up to sing at Strawberry Idol. And I'm telling you, we have some real good talent in and around Upshur County. But Entellus, I think for the 3rd or 4th year at least, maybe 5th, is again sponsoring Strawberry Idol all weekend. And they're always giving out some fun stuff as well. So,
and that's on, the first one is on Thursday night at 8:30. That's gospel. Friday night is open class at 8:30. And then the finals are at 5:30 at the courthouse on Saturday. And you bring your lawn chair and sit. It's free to the public. Where can you get that much entertainment?
And it always draws a good crowd.
Yes,
it's really
it does.
Good.
A huge crowd.
Yeah, and Thursday evening, of course, Thursday we kind of always looked at as our family day, something for the young people. So that's where we get into the Junior Royalty Parade. And we're pleased this year we have not one but 2 sponsors for that Junior Royalty Parade. So First Community Bank is co-sponsoring that with Frontier Communications.
Oh, well, that's great.
We're tickled to have both of them sponsoring that. It's a great family event. Bring out, as Carol said, again, it's another free event. But there are a lot of expenses incurred with these parades. So couldn't do it without our sponsors.
And you know, many places will charge for you to sit along the street. We never do that. Come, bring your lawn chair.
Yep.
We just ask if you can not to sit out in the street because some of these bands that come and other units are pretty good size, and we encourage them not to throw candy. So if you're going to put something in the parade, to have someone walk along the side and feed the kids some treats, but don't throw them from your vehicles.
No, it's dangerous. It's a real liability, and we've had kids go out, and actually a driver was a little petrified because he saw a child run out to grab something, couldn't see him again, and was scared to death he'd maybe hit him. So, we discourage that, highly discourage that in all the parades. But anyway, we've got the Strawberry Run on Saturday morning kicks off, and we've got Premier Bank sponsoring that, and I understand Country Roads Physical Therapy. I've never seen this done. I think it's right. They're going to give leg massages to those runners after the run, which I think is very nice. But
and where will that be?
When they end at the Bicentennial. They'll start at the Academy School. Registration's from 10 to 12 Saturday morning, but you can pre-register. They come in the headquarters trailer all week long.
And I think if you pre-register, isn't it $1 less? Or
I think
it's a little bit less if you do that.
The first 75 will get custom T-shirts.
Oh, that's great.
So it's kind of a nice thing, but we thank Denny Klingensmith and all the folks at Premier Bank for sponsoring that. In fact, Premier is also sponsoring Brassmasters, our shooting tournament. So they kind of picked up both of those, and we appreciate that. Some other things I don't want to forget. Photo exhibit. This year we have a new sponsor. The Daily Grind is...
A new location.
And we all know that Kelly Motors, we will not have access to that facility, but it will be in Stockard is my understanding. But the Daily Grind is sponsoring the photo show. Let me see.
Now you said Stockard. It's a senior center.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, we have things at both places, and I don't want to get people mixed up. The Engine Tractor Show is being sponsored again by Advanced Hearing. I do have another sponsor that may pick up on Thrasher Engineering, may help out with that, and we again thank them because that's a new sponsor for us, and we appreciate that.
And that's down at the Stockard.
It is in the field there. It is. We mentioned the photo exhibit. We've got senior center activities. Advanced Hearing is also helping with those, as well as Progressive Banks that they'd like to help some. The Sweetest Berry Contest, where the kids get together and they sample the berries, and Dr. Reed always gives them a good history of the berry. And we've got Able Eye Care, who's done that for 2 or 3 years, is going to help with that. Of course, Vendor Alley. Wendlings is a champion in the community, so we thank Chris Wendling and all those folks for sponsoring Vendor Alley, which, again, has moved. Same location as last year on Spring Street behind what used to be the Foodland, I guess you'd say.
And don't they also help with the Shriner?
They may.
Luncheon?
They may. Our main stage will be down there, we learned. So if you went last year, it worked out well. The vendors liked a lot of people as a good area for them to see. There'll still be some stages on Main Street. I don't have a sponsor for the street parties, so I could use a sponsor. Let me tell you a couple things that are out there. The Queen's Coronation. We could use a sponsor for that. Either one of the street party nights, the gospel sing, which you're working on, and we're working on that. I do have a couple sponsors, at least one in particular, a brand new sponsor, the Elkins Intermountain newspaper.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And they are sponsoring a division of the Grand Feature Parade on Saturday, and we think they have every year the West Virginia Lottery. The paperwork's in, it's just one of those formalities. We'll probably take care of another division, but we could use another one if there's a business out there that would like to sponsor something like that.
And they get a nice banner before each division.
They get a banner in front of each division, a custom vinyl banner. banner. They get to put a representative in a car, and when it's on TV, they will be scrolled through TV and mentioned on the TV coverage. So it's a pretty nice thing. They'll get an ad in the program book if we get it soon. That program book, as Carol was saying, that program book is close to being finalized. Let me see if I don't want to miss anyone else here. We've got Vendor Alley. I could use a sponsor for the children's activities. There are several of those, the Diaper Derby, the Sweetest, Diaper Derby, Strawberry Blonde, and those kinds of things.
Pie eating.
That's
they have a children's division for that, I think.
Right, and that's just kind of a sponsorship
and
for
by
that.
the way, all of that will be at the Courthouse Plaza. It will not be in Jawbone Park, and I think the brochure says Jawbone.
It may, but some things with the changes at Jawbone and some of the things, we have to be flexible. So yeah, I think those, and actually we did it there last year. It worked really well. People could see because they could sit around and get up on the steps, and it worked out really well.
It's better for the babies to crawl too.
Yeah, and of course we have Sam's Pizza is going to be one of our sponsors. Buchanan Family Dental, Loudon Insurance has offered a sponsor. And, of course, we couldn't do it without the City of Buchanan. The Development Authority are sponsoring some things, and the Upshur County Commission really is behind us. So we really appreciate their sponsorship in a big way.
And when you're talking about sponsors, sometimes we don't always get dollars, but we get in kind. Yeah. And I don't want to forget West Virginia Wesleyan College,
and the
because
city, right?
we get all kinds of facilities that we use there. We could probably not have the festival if we didn't have
It's another
Wesleyan.
one of those. If they close the gates at the college, we're in trouble. Yeah. We host a lot of bands there. They host people eating. We have all their facilities, run their facilities, the chapel, the gyms, everything. So it's a good partnership with them. So, and the City of Buchanan, what would we do without the guys that people don't understand? They're out there. We go home and we get tucked in our beds, even the board, and those city crews are still out there
all
cleaning up the trash all night long. And you come back the next morning and it's like amazing. It's done.
They do a fantastic job.
Really appreciate the city street. Well, everyone in the city, Buchanan, they kind of give the Strawberry Festival free reign, and again, the street department is just fabulous, and we really appreciate them. So if you are interested, if you're out there and you go, well, there's sponsorships of all prices and things. If you have something maybe you have not mentioned that you'd like to sponsor that we can work out for you, be glad to. Give us a call, leave me a message at 472-9036, or you can call my office at 472-3033. Happy to work out something that'll work for them.
Well, we just have all kinds of things planned, and it takes volunteers.
It does.
So we'll put another plug in. If you think you might like to participate with one of the events, you call that festival office number. It's 304-472-9036, and tell someone what you'd like to do, and we'll put you to work. If you are interested in entering either the Junior Royalty Parade, the Grand Feature Parade, Arts and Crafts, Strawberry Run, Strawberry Idol, you can go on our website, and that's www.wvstrawberryfestival.com, and you can go in there, pull the application off, and I've been telling everybody, pull the application off, fill it out, and mail it to us.
Easier.
Or drop it off to someone, because sometimes when you do it the other way, we don't get it, and then everybody's upset. So we just have all kinds of things planned. We want you to be involved. Our gift shop is being moved. It's going to be at 15 West Main Street in what was the Trump Salon. And Crendy Smith is going to be working with that. The first date it's going to be open is May the 3rd from 11 to 7, May 4th, 11 to 7. Then it'll open up the next weekend on Friday, the 10th, 11 to 7, and be open that weekend. And then it'll be in the paper, so you'll find out several things there. Again, we don't want you to forget the Queen's Ball. Just give you a little tidbit. I'm not going into a lot of information, but we have a few new things coming to the Grand Feature Parade. We're going to have a bubble wagon. Kids will love that. It's very unique. So that'll be going down Strawberry Lane. We're going to have the American Originals Fife and Drum Corps. They're from Washington, D.C. We're going to have the different drummers. They're from Washington, D.C. And
mention our parade marshal. We've been asked about
Sebastian. If you watch America's Got Talent, and you saw this cute little guy, he's, what, 8 or 9?
Yep.
And he wears a great big Mexican sombrero. He has a mariachi band, and he's coming to be the parade marshal on Thursday night. He's going to entertain on Main Street. And then if we want him to, he might just do it again on Saturday night.
I have a feeling he'll be a hit.
Yeah.
That's the same show that Landau Eugene Murphy won from
Right,
West Virginia.
right.
It's America's Got Talent. Yep.
And then we're going to have Woodside One-Wheelers. They're coming in. They're from Maine. And we also have the South Philly Vikings Club. That's a new one. They're one of the divisions of the Mummers.
Oh, okay.
And
that'll be
we've got
nice.
several of the, what are the groups that have the costumes on?
Bolivian dancers?
Yes, the Bolivian dancers. We have several of those coming back, and they always make everybody get up and move around. So, and then
so much
our honor band from out of state is Akron High School from New York, and returning. Cabell Midland is the high school band that won in the sweepstakes last year for the Grand Feature Parade. So that's the West Virginia band. They will come back as the in-state honor band. Understand we're also going to have a new one this year we've never had before, and that's a Duke Ellington. And so that band's going to be an interesting. So there's some new things, some old things, a little old, a little new, and unique. And
That's what the festival does.
That's right. And it's a time when everybody can come together for a family event. And it's for the whole family. So there's events for every age, and we want you to come and be a part of the West Virginia Strawberry Festival, which happens from May the 11th. That's the first time for the Horse and Carriage Parade, all the festivities, the Queen's Ball, all the way through to the 19th, which ends with the Gospel Sing at Wesley. And for the Gospel Sing, I have several groups. I'm going to tell you about that in the newspaper, and I'll tell you about that probably next week. And I think we're just about out of time, don't you?
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming, Jody. And if you want to be a sponsor, this is the lady you need to talk to.
There's still time.
Yeah, there's still time, and it's a way to give back to your community.
It is.
And also those in kind. Don't forget that there are a lot of things the festival could use, and you have. Maybe you don't have the dollars, but you have the supplies or something to help us in that manner.
And people have asked about, most businesses have a family of people and children. What a great way, is to give me a call and sponsor a float. And put the children of your employees there, your children. So what a fun thing to do. There's some great floats available out there.
And they have so much fun going down the parade.
They do. So we would be happy to do that. And that's a great way. It's not an expensive way to do that, but they can support, get their float in the parade and on TV. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know.
Okay. I want to thank you again for joining us with the Strawberry Patch. We'll be back again next week. And I want to especially thank Tenor Tonato for their sponsorship of the Strawberry Patches. Watch the TV schedule in the newspaper and see what all Channel 3 is going to be doing with the festival. And just give us a call if you have any questions. And we hope to see you there for the Strawberry Festival. It's an exciting family tradition, and we need you there to make it special, right?
Yes, we do.
All this
Yes,
work.
we do.
I told somebody last week, if one person says they had a good time, it's worth it.
That's right.
So we'll see you next week, and have a nice evening.